Joebizz34 back again, and I'm back at it. I've been doing a lot of reviews lately, but I haven't been showing off some of my customs that I've been doing, and I'm very proud of this one. I've already posted pictures of it on Sideshow. It is my fourth version of Jason Lives from Friday the 13th Part 6. If you guys see my thread on the Sideshow Freaks forum, I have it both in my main thread, and then I have an individual thread for this particular figure. Look me up on there. I'm Joebizz34 as well, and you'll see the evolution of this figure. And what started out to be was the Sideshow Jason Lives hockey mask and head reworked and repainted by me, with the original clothes and body that was customized. And I even made a custom severed hand because I didn't have the official exclusive one at the time. Then I upgraded him again and changed, re-weathered and reworked the clothes on a different body, which at the time was a caustic plastique body, muscular body, which he is in fact still built up on now. The third version consisted of getting a real metal machete, which I'll show you, changing out his gloves into actual yellow leather gloves, as you could see there. Okay, and there's the metal machete, the real metal machete I bought off somebody on eBay, and replacing the head sculpt, which is was sculpted by Kane and painted by 8-Bit. 8-Bit Commando, I believe is his full username on the Sideshow Freaks forum, and anybody who knows him knows he's an incredible painter. So that was the third version. Now the fourth and final version, I went one step further. I'm going to go out a little bit. So what I did with Kane's head sculpt on the figure, and with the Sideshow shirt especially, not so much the pants. He still has the pants and the belt and everything else. Okay, his head looked a little small, a little pinheady. Okay, and I wanted to fix that. So I had seen these shirts made by Soldier Boy. Soldier Story on eBay, and I saw others use this for Jason Customs or even particularly Jason 6. It's a little lighter than it should be. I used another one for a Kitbash of a Jason 3D figure, a second one based on Beto's full figure, and I used the same shirt that was customized a bit to fit the look with the missing pocket tab and all that. And I'll show that at a later date once I finish that. There are pictures of it. I have the look where the axe is going in his head and all that for the battle damage sculpt that Beto offered with the full set, and I'm creating a second full figure out of that, so I'll show that. So basically, I got the same shirt off eBay, and ironically, I had ordered this already before I had seen the one that was modified for Part 3, and I was shocked it was the same shirt. So when I got the shirt, the first thing I did was I dyed it a darker green, and I weathered it, and I darkened it with black washes and stuff like that to get it that more hunter deep green, like it was in the film. I repainted the bullet holes and the famous paintball shot to the chest right there in the middle. Okay, I'm going to zoom in here. Sorry, it's shaking the camera a bit so you can see it. I'll turn the light back on. Let's see if you can see more detail on the shirt. It's washing out his mask a little bit, but there, with the light on, you can get a little more detail on the bullet holes and what I did there. So I weathered this shirt and put it on. It's still in the same caustic body. It still has the Sideshow pants and belt. And what I then did was I weathered up and bloodied up the using certain techniques to give little realism, dirt and gook and blood and guts on his metal machete. So I upgraded that from the last time I had worked on this. Let me turn there. There you can kind of see more detail with the light off. Okay, see if I can focus in a little better on there. Look at that. So I have to say that's one of my best blood work paint job I've done so far, I have to say, for myself. And I've gotten quite good feedback on the pictures I posted. And then I got, thanks to my good friend CAWW12W, I had purchased some Jasons off him, and I got another Jason 6 off him that he reworked and did a pretty good job on. I was able to get the official severed arm that I'm now using with this figure, and so he's holding there. And what I did was, I didn't like the way the shirt flared out, so I kind of like glued it and fitted it better to the arm. And then I repainted and re-glossied up the blood at the end of the arm here. Let me see if I can, this camera's on a tripod, so this is going to be a little hard, but I'm going to see if I can re-angle the camera so you can just kind of get in there and see the blood and guts and the the wetness and juiciness I did there. There we go. Look at that. So you can see it's got the guts and everything hanging off the shirt. So the arm has more of a bloody severed look than it did, originally. And it sticks out more, so it's more noticeable. Okay. And he's still on the Sideshow stand that I received originally off eBay, which is autographed by the actor that played Jason in Part 6. So that makes this a little more of a collector's item just for that. So the only thing I did change on the belt is normally, I think to be screen accurate, the dagger that he carries is supposed to be behind the dart bag over here behind it. And I had it like that a long time, but you really can't see it. And the knife is really a cool weapon to show. And I know, like, how every Friday the 13th has some, edit problems or where things look out of place. And I think there was a couple scenes where I actually saw the dagger on this side of the belt, even though it's normally over here. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to take some creative license here, and I'm going to put it on this side. This way you could see the knife better, the hunter's knife. And it kind of has its place and fills out the belt a little more nicer. So you see there's more going on there. And finally, like I said, the head sculpt, all the credit in the world goes to Kane for the head sculpt and the paint job for 8-bit. And I've shown this before when I did this in the version 3 video, when I first used his head. So you can see the paint job is terrific there. And the one thing I did do was I touched it up a bit and I made it a little more wet and slimy by adding some varnish and some gloss here that maybe you can tell in the camera or not. I'm going to try to focus in there. So it kind of has a little more of a shine, a little more of a sheen to it. So it looks like it's wet and glistening. Let me see if I can manipulate the light so it kind of brings it out more. You can kind of see there. So not too much. I didn't want to ruin the paint job or anything because it's perfect. I just wanted to enhance it just a bit to make it a little more fresh, like like the way it did in the movie. Because it was raining a lot in that movie. He comes out of the grave and it's raining and he's got that wet, damp look to begin with. So that's basically what I was going for. So anyway, guys, real quick, I mean, this is my upgraded, I think all in all, I'm really happy with the way he came out. Big thanks to Kane for the wonderful head sculpt. Thank you to 8-bit for the incredible paint job on the head sculpt. And thanks to other Freaks members that share their work and give you ideas of other things to upgrade, like, for example, the shirt. I believe Papito MX, I'd like to give him a shout out if he watches this video, because I saw him use this shirt for a Part 6 that he did recently, which inspired me and gave me the idea. I'm like, wow, that's cool. And also to the person that decided to turn it into a Part 3 shirt as well, kudos to him, which I don't even know who it is because I bought it secondhand off somebody else, that the shirt was already modified. But all in all, great figure. Now I'm going to show a couple more things. I want to kind of throw some things together. Since I did do I have a couple new things. I did do a video on this before. I don't want to take up the whole vid just on this guy. And I'll be right back and show you some more goodies that I've been working on. Alright guys, I'm back, and it might be a little more shakier now because I'm not using the tripod. I am holding the camera like the good old days. Just wanted to show you a quick glimpse into my collection and how it's forming. There's some of my Jasons lined up, most of which I kitbashed myself with a few exceptions. That's Part 7. I kitbashed using One's Customs Part 7 sculpt. Matter of fact, I'm going to take the glass. I'm going to open the glass out of the way so there's no glare or anything like that, so you get a better idea. And I got the light working. Okay, the light is now working in my display case, so as you can see as I back up, looks really cool illuminated, and you can see a lot of cool stuff. A lot of people have been asking me to show my full collection to them. So this is a quick glimpse, and I am going to do that. There's more Jasons there. Okay. Matter of fact, I could turn the light on. Just don't want to knock anything over while trying to do this. I'll put the cabinet light on in this particular one. Alright, so you can get an idea of what I'm going for here. There's more Jasons there. There's Beto's wonderful Jason Part 3, and I just love the way I positioned him so the light kind of hovers over him. Alright, there's CAWWE12's Custom Part 4 that he sold me that I'm going to maybe rework further. There's One's Customs new Roy Part 5 figure that I reviewed along with his Michael Myers figure not too long ago. Okay, there's the Part 2 Jason with the bag over his head that I customized and reworked from the Sideshow figure using a caustic plastic body. And there's my Jason 3D second Beto Jason figure kitbashed together using the same shirt. Now there's that shirt that I was telling you about. That's the same shirt, but it looks so good for Part 3 here because they took out the pocket and everything there on the left side, and it's a lighter green like it comes with. The pants are the only problem I got to replace, and I'm going to put the the damage on near his knee and stuff that he suffered during the scene. And I got the axe coming off his head, and that is the bloody sculpt version. So it's basically complementing the main figure there. All right. And like I said, getting back over here, I got that Part 7 Jason built up on a caustic plastic body that I did with One's Customs beautiful Part 7 sculpt. This second Jason Part 7 is a sideshow reworked figure done by CAWWE12W, which he beautifully reworked and weathered. And that's now the Jason I have, or the Part 7 Jason I should say, that I have holding the customized trimmer that I made. Okay, I made that trimmer personally. So I figured now you have a masked version and then you have the unmasked version. There's my Jason Goes to Hell. And there's my Part 6 that I just showed you upstairs. And as you can see, now the shirt, when it's unaltered but just darkened, is now a perfect fit for the Part 6. So it's really cool. There is One's Customs Remake Jason back there. Okay, and I'm going to go over that more thoroughly because I have some One's Custom stuff. There's my reworked Part 10 that I had shown. These are all figures I already did individual vids on in the past, but I'm just showing you real quick again. Okay, there's some leather faces there. There's my Pretty Woman leather face that I'm going to be showing off soon. There's One's new Michael Myers. There's my Ben Tramer back there. Mad Bug's Michael Myers behind him. Dr. Loomis. There's One's Custom's newest Warlock H281 with the rubber hair, which actually I think works really well. I'm still working on finishing him up, and I'll show him off real soon. All right, there's some Batman stuff down there. All right, so I'm giving you a quick. On this side is mainly Star Wars stuff. There's my custom speeder Luke and all that. And there's the new Sideshow Darth Vader that I did a review on not too long ago. Okay, some Bounty Hunter lineup and Yoders. And up here right now is all my Terminator stuff. RoboCop Ed 209, which by the way, I'm still trying to sell him. $250, man, what a deal. Come on, somebody grab him off me, because I'm going to get the new one soon anyway. So if you don't want to pay the full price on the new one, buy this one off me. But anyway, there's the T100, the T2, and the rest of the characters lineup from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Sarah Connor, all the different Arnie's, Liquid Terminator. Got some Terminator 1 stuff there. There's my Silent Hill killer, Santa Claus killer there that I customized and made. There's the Pyramid Dude from Coup Models that I just reviewed not too long ago. Okay, some Indy. There's my Temple of Doom Indy that I'm going to probably upgrade further soon. There's the Hot Toys one that I just have kind of displayed with the mantle it comes with. And there is the Grail, the Elvis 1976 reworked Indiana Jones, and then with Kato clothes on. And sad to say, guys, I did sell this guy, and he'll be going to the new owner pretty soon. It's a beautiful figure, but you know what? I have to thin down my collection, and you know, horror and sci-fi are my first love, and I'm going to try to improve my default indie anyway and have fun with that. So he's going to go to a new home, and I'm happy for the owner because the person I sold it to really wants the figure and is really deserving. And then finally up here is my Freddy stuff. Now there's my long arm Freddy. Now I showed pictures of this too, and I got to give credit to a few people for this. This is a Kitbash. Basically, the pants are just from another default figure that I don't even know what it belonged to, but it works good. The long arm sweater and the arm extensions were done by Terminator Fan Game, who's doing an excellent job with these sweaters and offering these type of variations for custom Freddys. The glove is left over from a One's Custom Freddy that I had just the head sculpt and the hand, the glove, so I used it on him. The hat is just actually a soft rubber latex hat that I had from an old Indiana Jones a long time ago that I weathered and kind of made it more fitting for Freddy. I even added the hole in there. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. There's the little hole that he has in his hat. And the head sculpt is the second smiling Beto head sculpt that comes with his new Part 1 Freddy. So there's Beto's Part 1 Freddy. Okay, and then I have the second sculpt being utilized on the long arm Freddy, which is more of a mix and batch. Now here's Beto's very sought after Part 2 Freddy's Revenge. The first head sculpt with showing the brains and the gloved hands, as is, and there's his hat. And then what I did was I kitbashed the second one together because I did get an extra hand and sweater and hat from Beto. So I used the second flesh hand with blades with the second head sculpt that Beto offered originally with this set, and I used the extra hat, the extra sweater that I weathered up a little more because this was supposed to be like later in the film and he's a little more battle damaged. And I dirtied up the pants a little bit more in this. This is not Beto's pants. This is just black pants that I got that just kind of work and are very similar to the ones Beto has. So now I have Freddy representing both looks. Back there is my reworked New Nightmare Freddy that I've shown a video before as well, that I repainted and reworked the sideshow figure. Still in the original body and all that, but I just reworked him a bit. And way back there is One's Custom's newest remake Freddy, full figure, sweater, glove and all that he did, very well done. Just got to get a stand for him so he stands a little better. But he's beautiful, and I picked him up for quite a good deal. So One's Custom knocking him out of the park too. So there you go, guys. As requested, I gave you a very big peek into my world, and there's more to come. I mean, I'm going to do a full, like, show my shelves video kind of thing in the future, because there's even more stuff, like my Iron Man stuff, Spider-Man, all that stuff. But for the sake of keeping this video shorter, and wrapping it up, I think I've shown you guys enough for now. So, till then, guys, I'll be back with more stuff, and as you can see here, I have plenty still to show. Just take a look at this table here, guys. This is my work table. This is all the stuff that's coming, all right, that I'm still working on putting together and making figures and stuff, okay? So, obviously, I'll have more videos on the way, okay? Until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed my collection and my newest customs and kit bashes and what have you. Until next time, peace out.
Top shelf quality.